Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's have a look at factorising the common factors. Before we do anything, probably need to talk about first, what does it mean to factorise? For example, I can factorise 6, and a lot of you know from primary school, and that's 2 times 3. Of course, you could have written 3 times 2. You could, if you really want to, write 1, but when we factorise, we're not usually talking about the case for 1, but it can be 1 times 6, or it could be 6 times 1. So factorise means write it as what we talk about, the product of its factors. But a lot of people don't take in the product of the factors. So just write the number as 2 things that are multiplied. So let's have a look at what we're wanting to do here. We want to turn this thing that's controlled by an addition into a situation where it has a multiplication in it. So before we can do it, we need this little bit of other information. I'm going to write it here. If I said expand 2 outside of 3x plus 2. So expand the brackets means there's 2 of everything inside here. So there's not only 2 of the 3x, but there's also 2 of the 2. So why do we know what's going on here? A long time ago, I don't know, about 200 years ago in Europe, a bunch of mathematicians got together and said if we write 2 right next to a bracket, it means 2 multiplied by. Or if it's a 3, 3 multiplied, or even if it's a letter. But let's for a moment just 2 with this 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 of the 3x and 2 of the 2. Some teachers will make you write out 2 times the 3x plus 2 times the 2. I've never been a big proponent of that, but there's some people really like it and think it's good. Some people write it as eyebrows. And the eyebrows are to help people to keep track of what they've done. So 2 times 3x, I like this because a lot of students can just go 2 times 3x is 6x. And by the way, over the years, most people get the hang of it pretty quickly, so there's no problems. So this one would be 2 times the 2, and that's 4. You can watch this on other videos and see why. So if I said expand this, I end up with that. When I say factorise, it's basically saying reverse the process. So how can we reverse the process? Let's have a look at the factorise. And if you looked at this, you went 2 of those and 2 of those. So by the way, that's an even number, that's an even number. Not really about evens though. That's divisible by 2 and that's divisible by 2. So if I reverse the process, it's 2 and you put the bracket, because the 2 can come out of both of them. It's almost like you can pull it out of there and put it out the front. Now I still remember from school, there are things I remember, I'm always talking about it, that I would do that and then I'd say 2 times, I've got different colour pens, 2 times what is 6? Of course it's a 3. And then you say, oops, I need an x as well. You could do oops, or you can just see it in the first place. When you're used to it, it can become pretty easy. Then the next question is 2 times what is plus 4? So 2 2's are 4, and there's our plus that comes out of it. And that's factorised. Let's go to this one. So this one obviously is not even, so I can't take 2 out of both of them. But if you look at it, you can see your 3 times tables. Probably handy if you can think of 3, 6, 9, 12. You're looking at those numbers. If I see those numbers, I know that I can take out a common factor of 3. If it was those 2, I could take out a common factor of 6, and you can get more and more complicated. So try to keep it simple. I want to keep the video short. There's a 3 in this one, there's a 3 in that one. So this is divisible by 3, and that's divisible by 3, so I can put 3 bracket. Of course, there's a times there. Then I'd ask myself the question, slow down on it. 3 times what is 9? Most people would be okay. Some of you would have to work it out in your fingers. 3 3's are 9. And then we need the x as well. 3 times what? What's the question again? 3 times what is 3? And 3 1's are 3. And if it had a plus there, we put the plus there. It gets more complicated later on if we have a negative or a minus and out the front here, but we'll look at that in another video. So this is again another easy one, they're both even. So on this one I can take out the 2 outside the bracket, quick question, and we go 2 times what is 2x? And go, well the 2's completely gone. You're just left with the x. Now putting an extra letter on this one, it can get more and more complicated. 2 what's are 8, that's 4, and it needs the y as well, and in this case the minus stays the same just there. And that's factorised. There's 3 really easy cases. The video's gone long enough. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, just let your friends know.